Okay, let's be real. You're eating clean, you've kicked the junk food to the curb, and you're even popping probiotics. So why do you still feel bloated and crummy after you eat? It's maddening. You follow all the advice, you buy the expensive, gut-friendly foods, you're doing everything you're told is right, but you're left feeling like nothing is working, and frankly, you're just over it. Well, here's the truth. A lot of those so-called healthy habits can seriously backfire. It's not always about adding more stuff in. Sometimes it's about what you need to stop doing. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 5 surprising gut health mistakes you probably don't even know you're making, from the timing of your meals to how you hydrate. Stick around, because mistake number 4 is a big one that trips up almost everyone trying to get their gut health on track. Welcome to Better Inside Daily, where we give you simple, science-backed strategies to help you feel better from the inside out. We believe your gut is the foundation of your overall health, and when you understand how to work with it instead of against it, everything in your life improves. Your energy, your mood, and even your focus. Let's jump into the first mistake. It has nothing to do with what you're eating, but when. So many of us are living in meal timing extremes, either eating giant, I need to unbutton my pants dinners, or skipping meals altogether. Sound familiar? We get too busy for breakfast, so we skip it. Lunch is something quick and unsatisfying, usually eaten while staring at a screen. By the time dinner rolls around, we're so ravenous we devour a massive meal right before bed. This pattern is a complete disaster for your digestive system. Here's why. When you drop a huge meal into your stomach, you're basically giving your digestive system a project it's not staffed for. It has to scramble, pumping out a flood of acid and enzymes to break everything down. This often leads to indigestion, reflux, and that heavy, bloated feeling that makes you regret eating in the first place. On the flip side, skipping meals throws off your body's natural rhythm. Your gut microbiome, those trillions of little helpers in your digestive tract, actually run on a schedule just like you do. When you eat erratically, you're giving them a bad case of jet lag. The fix is refreshingly simple: consistency. Instead of 2 or 3 giant meals, try aiming for smaller, more balanced meals spread evenly throughout the day. Eating every 3 to 4 hours helps stabilize blood sugar and prevents you from turning into a human vacuum cleaner at dinner time. And a huge game changer? Finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. That way your gut has time to clock out before you lie down, which dramatically improves sleep and reduces nighttime heartburn. Think of it as giving your digestive system a predictable work schedule. It's happier and more efficient when it's not getting surprise projects at closing time. Now let's talk about hydration, because this one's sneaky. Most people either don't drink enough water or they fall for the myth that drinking water with meals is somehow bad for digestion. First, not drinking enough water is a top offender behind constipation and sluggish digestion. Water keeps the mucosal lining of your intestines healthy and teams up with fiber to keep your stool soft and easy to pass. When you're dehydrated, your body starts pulling water from your colon to use for other jobs, leaving you with hard, dry stool that is difficult and painful to pass. And now for the myth-busting part. For years we've been told, don't drink with your meals, it dilutes your stomach acid. Let's be clear, this isn't true. Sure, if you chug a gallon of water right after eating, that's not ideal. But a normal glass of water with your meal doesn't shut down digestion. Your stomach is an amazing adaptive organ. If things are a little diluted, it simply produces more acid. In fact, sipping water during a meal can help soften food and make its journey smoother. The real solution is simple. Make sure you're consistently sipping water throughout the day, not just when you feel parched. For most women, that's about 9 cups, and for men around 13, but more if you're active or live in a hot climate. And yes, you can absolutely have water with meals. Just sip it slowly rather than gulping down large amounts right after eating. Skipping water at mealtime altogether may actually make your bloating and constipation worse. Before I move on, I know a lot of this can feel overwhelming. You're thinking, meal timing, hydration, fiber, probiotics, where do I even start? That's exactly why we created a free resource called the 7-Day Gut Reset Blueprint. It's a simple step-by-step plan with recipes, meal ideas, and strategies to help you reset your digestion in just 1 week. It takes all the guesswork out of gut health so you don't have to piece it together. You can grab it free through the link in the description. All right, back to the mistakes. The third one is a big one. Relying too heavily on processed foods, even the so-called healthy ones. When we think of processed foods, we picture chips, cookies, and fast food. And yes, those are gut wreckers, packed with sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives that cause inflammation. But what about the sneaky ones? The foods marketed as healthy? Protein bars, gluten-free crackers, fat-free yogurts loaded with artificial sweeteners, even some plant-based meat alternatives. They might seem like smart choices, but most are stripped of fiber and full of additives designed to keep them shelf-stable and tasty. Here's the problem. Fiber is the main course for your good gut bacteria. Without it, you're essentially starving your allies. These bacteria ferment fiber to create short-chain fatty acids that fuel your colon cells, reduce inflammation, and support your immune system. A diet low in fiber means less of these powerful compounds and more digestive issues. Additives like emulsifiers, thickeners, and sugar alcohols can make matters worse. Ever notice that sugar-free gum or candy leaves you bloated? That's because sugar alcohols like sorbitol and xylitol ferment in your gut, producing gas. The fix? Build your diet around whole, real foods. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds. These should be your foundation. That doesn't mean you can never touch a protein bar again, but it does mean you should be reading labels and aiming for foods that have ingredients you actually recognize. A simple swap like an apple instead of apple juice gives you fiber and nutrients your gut thrives on. Aim for about 25 grams of fiber daily for women and 38 for men. And if you're starting from a low-fiber diet, increase gradually and drink plenty of water to avoid discomfort. Now let's move on to mistake number 4, the one I hinted at earlier. This is a huge one, assuming all fermented foods are probiotic powerhouses. Yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, we're told to eat them for a healthy gut. And while they can be fantastic, the words fermented and probiotic are not interchangeable. For a food to actually be probiotic, it must contain live, studied strains of bacteria that deliver proven health benefits. And those bacteria need to be alive in large enough numbers when you consume them. The problem is that many fermented foods in stores don't meet those standards. Sourdough bread and beer are fermented, but the baking and brewing processes kill the microbes. Many jarred sauerkrauts and pickles on the shelf are pasteurized, which means the beneficial bacteria have been destroyed. Even with foods like kombucha or kimchi, the strains can be a mystery, and there's no guarantee they'll survive stomach acid. So what's the fix? Become a label detective. Look for phrases like live and active cultures. With yogurt and kefir, check for specific named probiotic strains. For sauerkraut and kimchi, choose versions from the refrigerated section rather than shelf-stable jars. This doesn't mean you should ditch fermented foods altogether. Many still provide valuable nutrients. But if your goal is probiotics, not every jar of pickles will deliver the punch you're hoping for. And finally, let's tackle mistake number 5, falling for the detox and cleanse trap. You've seen the ads, teas, juices, restrictive programs that claim to cleanse your colon and reset your gut. The idea that your intestines are clogged with toxins that need flushing out is clever marketing, but it's not science. Your body already has an amazing detox system in place. Your liver, your kidneys, and your intestines all work around the clock to filter and eliminate waste. Cleanses don't help them do their job. In fact, they can be harmful. Laxative teas can create dependency. Extreme juice fasts can starve your gut bacteria of fiber. And detox programs often leave you nutrient deficient and fatigued. They can even damage the microbiome balance you're trying so hard to nurture. You might lose some water weight, but it's not real progress and it's not sustainable. The better approach is to nourish your body, not punish it. Eat fiber-rich foods that help bind to waste and move it out naturally. Drink enough water to support your kidneys. Cut back on alcohol and highly processed foods to give your liver a break. Manage stress and get quality sleep so your body can repair itself. Those are the real detox strategies, and they work because they align with the systems your body already has in place. Before we wrap up, let me remind you once again, if you want all of this broken down into an easy, actionable plan, download the free 7-day Gut Reset Blueprint. It gives you recipes, meal plans, and step-by-step strategies so you can stop guessing and finally feel better in your gut. The link is right below this video. So there you have it, 5 gut health mistakes that might be sabotaging your efforts. Meal timing extremes, skipping meals and overeating need to go. Don't fear water during meals, but make sure you're drinking enough throughout the day. Don't rely too heavily on healthy processed foods. Build your foundation on real, whole ingredients. Don't assume all fermented foods are probiotic powerhouses. Look for live cultures and read labels carefully. And please, skip the detox kits and juice cleanses. Instead, support your body's natural detox with fiber, hydration, and healthy habits. The path to better gut health can be frustrating, I get it. But by steering clear of these common mistakes, you can finally get off that hamster wheel of bloating and discomfort and start feeling genuinely good. You have the power to take back control. Which of these mistakes was the biggest eye-opener for you? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Better Inside Daily, and I'll see you in the next one.